Are on the way to establish more universities to help absorb the huge number of young Nigerians seeking tertiary education every year. The Senate President Ahmed Lawan made the remark at a public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TET Fund. Senator Lawan, who was represented by Senator Ajayi Borofis, stated this after consideration of 3 bills speaking for the upgrade of some tertiary institutions to universities.
The demand for educational institutions will surely be on the increase. The government should therefore be concerned about growing the institutions in tandem with the needs of the people and to ensuring that quality is guaranteed. Our focus is to once more highlight these issues so we can appreciate what more we have to do in line with our commitment to nation building.
In his presentation, sponsor of the bills, Adeola Solomon, said the establishment of more universities will enhance educational institutions as well as human resources developments in Nigeria.
It is exemplary to state that all the aspects of development in modern world are premised on the level of education obtainable in the society, with the massive explosion in our population estimated at over 200 million and the youthful segment consisting of over half of the figure. There is no doubt that the number and available admission spaces in our existing university are quite limited.
The tertiary institutions under consideration are Federal University of Technology Yaba, currently known as Yabatech, Federal University of Technology Laro, Federal Poly Laro, and the Nigeria French Language Village as an inter-university center for French studies. So this is the current plan of the federal government. Of course, at this point, it's a bill. It's a proposition. They are hoping that it comes to fruition. What say you about this? Well, our guest for today is Dr. Gift Worlu. He's a public affairs analyst and a lecturer with Uniport. So he understands university business. Good morning, Dr. Worlu.
Good morning, Sam.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Good.
All right. So before I ask my first question, I'd like to give this stats. This is from 2019. Currently, we have 170 universities in Nigeria, 43 owned by federal government, 48 state governments, 79 privately owned, out of which 38 of the privately owned are faith-based, 32 owned by churches, and 2 owned by Islamic organizations. That is the latest from 2019. If there's been any update to that, well, it shouldn't be so different. So, Dr. Worlu, at this point, do we need more universities?
So I would say an absolute no with the following reasons. First, we need to ask ourselves, what role does a university or does universities play in society? And with the universities that we have now qualify as playing those roles, the answer to me is a no. Now, universities are supposed to be repositories and generators of knowledge at a higher level of education to prepare people for higher level work. Universities are supposed to be centers for research. Universities are supposed to be places where people go and they are screened in character and learning and awarded degrees. If you ask me today, there's a kind of paradox that the more universities we have, the more uneducated our people become. Just the way that the more churches that we have today and the more mosques that we have today in Nigeria, the more violence, the more criminality, and all the other bad things that have come to describe us. Now, I don't think that what we should be talking about now is building more universities. What we should be talking about is getting the universities that we have to realize their mandate, the purpose for which they were set up, and to do everything to equip these universities, the teachers, and everything that is required to make sure that they work. Our universities are not working. It manifests in incessant strike by all the unions in the universities. It manifests in the quality of the graduates that we have. It manifests in the kind of society that we have, wherein educated people, quote and unquote, behave as if they never saw the 4 walls of a university. Some of the truth, the government owes the citizenry education, but the government doesn't owe us university education. They owe us basic education. And university education or higher education is what you ask for when you have gotten the basic education. And it shouldn't be for everybody. People should compete for it. People should go for it because they understand the value of higher education.
Yeah, but Dr.
And they are
Worlu,
ready to pay for it.
yeah, Dr. Worlu, at this point, it looks like we have a lot of people going for it, but they cannot get it. The Senate clearly stated that the reason is to absorb the huge number of young Nigerians seeking
That is the wrong understanding of why university exists. University does not exist to just lock up people. The university should take people who have passed their primary school exams, people who have passed their secondary school exams, people who have passed jams. Of course, you know today that a whole lot happens in our educational system. All kinds of acts of malpractice going on. That means that people just find a way to get the qualification that they need to go to the next level, but they are empty in terms of the knowledge that they have acquired. They are empty in terms of skills. They can't even help themselves, let alone help another person. That is why today we have so many people who are graduates, but they can't find employment. And sometimes it is not because employment is not there, it is because they don't have what employers are looking for. We have forgotten our mandate as the people as far as university education is concerned. And then what I see now is a kind of, doubling up long after the purpose has been forgotten. And what we should be doing now, what the National Assembly should be asking is, why is it that our universities are not working? Why is it that our universities are not attracting the best minds from all over the world? Why is it that the quality of our graduates is true? We are not competitive in the global economy. Ask the questions, and I will try to answer them and ensure that only those who are qualified for university education should get it. See, some, we should be focusing on vocational education for our people. Today, technical jobs, clerical jobs, academic jobs that Nigerians should do, like plumbing, like electrical work, like medicine, carpentry, have been taken over by foreigners. Our people can measure up to police, to people from Cameroon and other parts of Africa. Not to talk about people from Lebanon and other places that you see all over the country doing jobs that the people should do. I have asked people investing as well as concerned, getting certificates, getting degrees that amount to nothing. And at the end of the day, what we have is a society in which Nigerians, both educated and uneducated, are now angry with the country. And so we see banditry, we see Boko Haram, we see militancy, we see all kinds of things. We see people who are even in government behaving in ways that are not commensurate to the position that they occupy.
Okay.
And it's because of the bad reality of the failure of our educational system.
All right, so we have opinions as well along the lines of we need more private universities and not just universities. How do you respond?
More private universities. Some people can open universities the much they like. And if you have private universities for business reasons, that's okay. People who can pay for it should go for it. People who want to get whatever they want to get from it can go there. But I can tell you that the private universities we have today Many of them don't have lecturers. They depend on the public schools to get their job done. You see a lot of lecturers in the public schools, federal universities, state universities, are going to get adjunct employment with private universities. Some of them 2, 3 universities at a go. And what that amounts to finally is that they are distracted from their work, they are dissatisfied with their work, and at the end of the day, they cannot produce optimally. And the students suffer, the system as a whole suffers as a result of all of this. So if people are setting up private universities, most government should be concerned about is regulation. How do you regulate what they do in those private universities? How do you ensure that they are trying to complement whatever objective the government has, as far as education is concerned, and as far as the relationship between education and the economy and politics and every other aspect of our life is concerned. So if we are not bothered about all of those things, if we are not checking what the universities are doing, whether they are private or public, if we not have a clear objective, what we want to achieve with giving our people university education, then of course there's no need to do it. Because if you ask me, every human being should be purpose-driven. You don't just do things because you want to do them or because you have the money to do them. You must do them with a clear reason why you're doing them. Either you want to, like they say in motivation studies, you want to increase your pleasure or you want to reduce your pain. As we speak today, Nigeria is in pain, and we cannot increase our pleasure, we cannot reduce the pain by what they are proposing. Okay. There are better ways to get out this issue of education. Like I've said, government should do what government should do. Regulation, funding, monitoring, and ensuring that we also give our people vocational education.
Okay, so let's talk about the regulations you mentioned. At this time, what is the function of the NUC, the National Universities Commission? What are they supposed to do?
Well, by the law establishing the National University Commission, the National University Commission is a regulatory agency of government. But the issue is how well are they doing the job that they have been given to do. For example, I have argued in the past, and I continue to insist, there's something called accreditation of university programs.
That's right.
That happens, time to time.
Yeah, from time to time.
That process is one of the things that the NUC does to ascertain and assess the viability of programs, the quality of manpower, the quality of equipment and machines, the quality of curriculum that is in use, and all of that. Now, people are sent to university to assess all kinds of things to talk about here. All kinds of things happen, and eventually departments and programs are given accreditation. They are given a pass mark. If they are given a pass mark this week, by next week, after saying that they don't have equipment, they don't have this, they don't have that, which contradicts the pass mark that has been given. So, it's like they don't have equipment, but somehow the system is manipulated and then a pass mark is given. But in the end, those things are not there. So the students can't use the equipment, they don't have libraries that are properly equipped, they don't have laboratories that are well equipped, they don't have maps that they need in the number and the form and the quality that they need it. And in the final analysis, these exercises are for the sake of exercising. They become academic exercises. They are not geared to ensure that the right is put in place so that the right outcome can be achieved. So this is an example of how poorly the NUC is doing what it is doing. I'm not saying this to invite the NUC, but I'm saying that overall, no. And it's a function of the fact that I don't know any aspect or any sector of Nigeria that is working clearly don't know any sector that is working. Our military is not working. Our educational system is not working. Our health system is not working. And it all boils down to what? The failure of government to first determine what it wants to achieve with all of these institutions and sectors, and then put in place structures and processes for assessing the progress and the way that we are doing what we are doing and what outcomes we are getting.
Okay. Now, Dr. Worlu, we've basically established that there is a failure and something needs to happen. The network is not working as well. We couldn't hear some part of what you had to say. But finally, what must we do to ensure that school programs, of course, at the tertiary level, are directly connected to national development?
Well, I will take the system's view to things to explain this. You see, politics must work. We must say because if they are there and they don't make the right policies, they don't make the right rules, of course nothing will work, even in the educational system. Now the educational system is supposed to service the larger economy. So we need to know what is it that people in the industry, people in government, what is their need? What jobs do they want to get done? And how are we using the system of education to equip people with the skill and the knowledge that will enable them be able to provide the services that these industries and even government require? How do we train our people? For example, when you talk about civic education, Nigerians need to understand that it is not enough to be a citizen of Nigeria. You need to be a patriotic citizen. You need to be a soldier of your country. And this kind of education, people are not getting. You know, a few years ago, there was this thinking with whether history should be taught in schools or not. And then later, it was removed and later brought back.
Yeah.
If the people don't know their history, there are lost people. If people don't know that cultures are created by men, and that culture is dynamic, and that culture can be changed from time to time, depending on the needs of the time. Then you have a system where the people in Nigeria will tell you that they do the things that they do because that is how it has always been done. And even in the university, even in government, you see people thinking that way. Something has been done in this particular way all over throughout history, and so it must be done that way. But what they don't understand, this is where education comes in. Education helps you to ask the question, this thing that we have been doing in the same way all over this year, what have we been achieving from it? Isn't there a different way of doing this thing? And if there's a different way and a better way that will give us a better result, why not we change it? And that's because of the matter. If you go to our military, you go to our police system, there are cultures that are set up in those places. And what we have as problems is the failure of leadership to dismantle those cultures and bring about new cultures that will make things work.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Worlu. As always, it's been quite the conversation. Have a lovely day, sir.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. That is what you would call a spirited conversation. He does not believe that we need more universities. He thinks we need to develop the existing ones and that your government owes you basic education, not tertiary. You and I have that conversation after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria. Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning.
2.3 Nigeria Info.
COVID-19 pandemic is not a hoax.
It's natural to have different ideologies. We tend to see things from different perspectives. So, share your views on the sunny side as we make room for philosophical, ethical, and thought-provoking discussions. The Sunny Side, 12 noon to 3 p.m., Monday to Friday. Coming soon on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The demand for educational institutions will surely be on the increase. Government should therefore be concerned about growing the institutions in tandem with the needs of the people and to ensuring that quality is guaranteed. Our focus is to once more highlight these issues so we can appreciate what more we have to do in line with our commitment to nation building.
It is exemplary to state that all the aspects of development in modern world are premised on the level of education obtainable in the society, with the massive explosion in our population estimated at over 200 million and the youthful segment consisting of over half of the figure. There is no doubt that the number and available admission spaces in our existing university are quite limited.
The words and voices of Senator Ajayi Boniface, who was representing the Senate President, Lawan, and of course sponsor of the bill, Adeola Solomon, talking about plans to establish more universities to help absorb the huge number of young Nigerians seeking tertiary education. Welcome back. It's the Midday Dialogue, and this is the conversation for now, whether you think the poverty capital of the world needs more universities. Now, talking about poverty capital, I had to put that out there because education is directly connected to employment and liberating people from a place called poverty. But then, my guess says we do not need new universities. First, we need to develop, upgrade, and better establish the existing ones. Secondly, we need to pay more attention to basic education, because if you do not go through that process, you do not qualify for university education. And many more things he pointed, but of course, not a fan of the plan by the Senate to establish more universities. What say you? Do you think we need more? Do you think that he has a point? And of course, how beneficial is what you studied in university to your life right now and generally to national development? You have a lot of people who say, oh, I studied this, but I'm doing this now. It's not connected. But maybe there's a thing or two you picked in school that is helping you right now. Call me and tell me. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. Of course, the female caller line, as always, is 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. You can also send your messages to Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm fortunate to find ourselves in this situation.
Why so?
Because we voted people who don't even understand the hands of time.
Oh, really?
People who are in political office today don't even know the implication of that office. They don't know the consequences that the policies they make today is affecting the next 50 to 60 years. They are not aware. Since 1960 till date, we are talking about Nnamdi Azikiwe, right? Because of the policies he set some years back. And it's unfortunate that look at this set of political class we have, where the people in Nigeria spend huge amount of money giving them free education. Then some of them are brought to go and acquire knowledge to come back to develop Nigeria. But what do we have? Unfortunate situation. We don't need more universities. In my own opinion, you will scrap some universities, you remove some of them.
Why?
Because they are load in the system. Look at the curriculum we have. It's obsolete. The today educational curriculum in Nigeria cannot give you a qualified and well-equipped graduate that can face the heat. That is why we are having some of them, we categorize them as on-paid to half-paid graduates.
All right.
Year upon year, we graduate them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zion. Your point has been taken. We appreciate it. 0817-923-0002. Do you think that we need more universities in Nigeria? Melody from Uniport on WhatsApp says this is how private primary and secondary schools started till the public ones became almost useless. Little wonder the government does care about our public universities and ASU. I'm not sure if that's does care or does not care. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. My name is the Radio Honorable Ben Amadi.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, in respect to the issue on ground, I don't think we need more university.
Okay.
What we need now is development of the existing ones we have. And let us ensure that the basic education is put in the proper shape. Flooding the country with universities will, at the end of the day, turn to, how do I put it, the number of churches where we have churches in this country. Churches are Muslim. It will not give us any development of whatever. So let the country or let the government ensure that the ones we have are put in proper shape, so that so at the end of the day we have well-qualified graduates who can be able to fit in the things of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the case of having new universities is like a man who cannot take care of his wife and wants to marry more wives.
Really?
I don't think Nigeria needs more universities. The previous caller was talking about our curriculum. I think it's still very poor. It's outdated. It's archaic. If we want to fix our educational system, we should go back to the drawing board, fix our curriculum from basic one, then upward. Our universities are not the problem. They are not just functional. Most of them are in coma. So when they are working, you see that universities are enough to cater for the Nigerians we have.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. I like that analogy of the man who cannot care for his existing family but wants to get more wives. What if the man got a new job? What if he got a contract? There are so many what ifs. Good morning. Anybody home? I'm guessing the answer is no. Moving on. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Daya.
Go ahead, Dayo.
Yeah, please, I want to contribute my own part.
I'm sure that's what you called.
Having more university, I don't think that is the problem. I think the major problem is that the courses people are reading
really
are not even effective in the market. The courses, what I mean, the curriculum, the courses they are reading, and most of them are not even effective in the market, the labor market. Could you imagine somebody who read maybe late could not even sit down and start this apartment labor, this small generator. You can see, can't even do anything there. So let them put more effort on practical. I think they should make practical 95%. Look at it, before now, some of them have come to this, some of them pass through technical school. And we are start correcting our own graduates. A professor who reads automotive cannot even do anything on his own vehicle.
Okay.
They will spend about 3 hours on the vehicle, then still go and call this roadside to come and work on the vehicle. You could imagine. In fact, I think they have to just do the overhauling. Let people read professional courses.
Okay.
Forget about all these people we're carrying up and down, make things good. That is my own contribution. Thank you.
All right, it is a solid contribution, but permit me to laugh at the funny parts of your contribution. So I understand that, well, you know, we need some development. So many things happening in schools that would need improvement. But are you telling me that you look at your friend who studied elect and ask him, guys, service my gen? I'm just saying, he would feel some kind of way. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
I think it's so simple to ask whether we need more universities or not. Because a yes or no will never be sufficient to deal with that. If you look at the deficiency in admission, the shortfall in admission, every year, almost 1.5 million students enter for exams, and about less than 500 or so will be taken. In fact, from the analysis we've done before, just about 20% of those qualified are the ones that get admission, and of course that will affect the next year and the next year and the next year. So,
definitely, yeah.
You now ask, what is the capacity of our university? Even with the number of universities we have, you can increase the capacity of the universities to admit without establishing new universities,
okay.
and it will be cheaper because you can improve your funding. The cost of establishing one university, if Nigerians are truly sincere, if it is not what is the constituency project, because that's what university establishment has come to now. If it's not constituency project, there is no way you can establish a university in Nigeria and you are giving less than 10 billion naira take-off grant. It will make no sense. Now, several universities, the universities that have been established even from the time of Jonathan, when about 11 universities were established in one day, many of those universities do not still have take-off grants, and they are struggling. So I think that the issue, do we need universities? We actually need universities. But the point is, even what we have has not been developed to a point where they can increase their capacity. So rather than putting the money into establishing universities, improve what you have on ground, make sure you expand the capacity, and put learning aids in those universities to equip the people who are there already. And over time, you can think of establishing.
So before I let you go, wonderful conversation. The improving the admission capacity of the existing universities, how would it cost in relation to establishing a new university? If you were to connect both, how cheaper is it?
Yes, I mean, expanding the existing, if you put whatever you want to use in the normal sense, that can give you a new university, 10% of that can still give you that same capacity of students if you put it in the old one.
10%. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now, this is why conversations are important. There's always that perspective that you did not see, skipped your mind, or basically you never knew. Over to WhatsApp. The idea of raising universities virtually in all communities is not the solution. The government should change this crave for university degree and place priority on professional and technical skill training. This, the situation in many great countries. Solid primary and secondary education erases illiteracy. If there must be need for new universities in Nigeria, it should be on engineering, sciences, and medical science, fully equipped to meet global engineering, technological, and medical science needs. As someone else says from Port Hackett, good morning. What we need now is changing the educational concept from certificate-based to entrepreneurship-based for us to have good national development. Thank you very much, Eddie Young. And Babalola from Port Hackett says creating more universities is mainly to take in more aspirants. This will also help reduce load on other universities. What do you mean aspirants? Make them a little efficient, and new universities will surely come with more jobs. In my humble opinion, I suggest a total scrap of the education system in Nigeria. Unfortunately, you can't have that. Let it be replaced with skill acquisition centers. It's still a form of education, you know? So you can't exactly scrap education. Good morning, Sam. I've listened to both perspectives, and these are my deductions. Jerry says, the youth demography is growing, and we need a larger institutional capacity to accommodate their dreams. But in essence, what we really need at the moment is an enhanced quality of our tertiary institutions. Otherwise, whatever we're doing as regards number, it will be a futile effort and mess ceremony. Thank you very much, Jerry. Good morning. All right, call back if you can. Good morning.
Sam.
Good morning.
Morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Great. On the issue, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Frankly speaking, let me use the one we are familiar with to draw home the point, like the question you are raising. You see, we have formerly we have River State University of Science and Technology. That no longer exists because it has been repealed and made River State University. Not too long ago, the River State government decided to create 3 new expanded campuses, Ahoda, Emoha, and Abara Eche.
Yeah.
Now, I am aware that the one they are building at Abara Eche is the Faculty of Agriculture. I think that is apt because there is land there. If, for instance, currently now, after the pandemic, globally, the way the world is heading now is knowledge-based driven economy. Like one of your callers said, if you meet a graduate today, then you never sit here, we have 4 here. meet graduates who graduated from petroleum-related faculties. Most of them have not had the singular privilege of seeing the process of production of petroleum products. Absolutely. If you take them to the practical terrain, they are offline. And sadly, permit me to say, sadly, what young people know about, majority of us know about, is APC-PDP. After APC-PDP terrain, it's like asking a helicopter to take the altitude of a jet. That is the trouble we are in. Do you know that I spent 10 years in the university for 1 degree? I did not repeat a class. It is recently that I realized that the reason why our leaders, so-called leaders, who indeed I call them political opportunists, are doing this, just as we are hearing from the Senate now, it's just a way of diverting the attention of the young people. I have pleaded with the government of Rivers State. Let me say it here again. I told the Rivers State government, let us take advantage of the budget that is in Rivers State now. Tell them to go to Greater Port Harcourt and build world-class, global, competitive, idea skill acquisition centers for both graduates and non-graduates, where they will be taught practical 21st century competitive skills.
All right.
In less than 1 year, Sam, take my word, in less than 1 year, there will be revolution.
Thank you very much. That's as much as I can take from you. Time is up. But I must also take this comment. It's been here for a while on Twitter. NL says our society productivity needs are not met, so establishment of vocational institutions should be a priority. Our graduates should always be those who want to be fit for productivity in diverse sectors. Thank you very much, NL, for sending that on Twitter. Well, a majority of Nigerians, those who called, of course, have said that we do not need new ones. We need to establish the existing ones. We're hoping that our government is listening, and when they listen, they do something. I'm going to
Africa Now on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeemi Andrew. A new malaria vaccine developed by researchers at the Oxford University and scientists from Burkina Faso has proven 77% effective against the disease in early trials, a figure far higher than any existing treatments. The trials will now move to large scale, involving over 4,800 children below 3 years, which will take place in Burkina Faso, Mali, Kenya, and Tanzania. There's currently only one vaccine available, but it is less than 50% effective. The African Union has condemned the extension of the term of Somalia's President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo and is sending a special envoy to Mogadishu to help resolve the political impasse in the country. The AU's Peace and Security Council made the announcement after hours of closed-door meeting, where it also resolved to mediate the crisis. A communique issued after the session on Thursday urged all parties in the country to immediately resume dialogue on the basis of the September 2020 agreement. Mali and Guinea's head of states have arrived at N'Djamena ahead of the state funeral of Chad's President Idriss Déby Itno before his burial in his hometown. Idriss Déby was killed on Monday on the front line against fighters of the Front for Change and Concord in Chad, a group formed by dissident army officers in 2016. French President Emmanuel Macron is also expected to attend the funeral despite warnings from the rebels. A human rights lawyer has offered to represent former South African President Jacob Zuma in his corruption trial coming up next month. Richard Spoor posted on Twitter that he was offering his services to Mr. Zuma for free. Mr. Spoor told the South African Times live news website that he did not expect the former president to take up the offer, but he would be delighted to take on such a high-profile and important case. Mr. Zuma's lawyers filed a notice of withdrawal from representing him on Wednesday without giving reasons. Finally, The UN's World Food Programme says an attack last month on the town of Palma in northern Mozambique has caused tens of thousands to flee the area, adding to a growing humanitarian crisis. Dozens of people were killed in the 5-day assault by jihadists. About 50,000 have been displaced, some to remote areas. The WFP says many lack proper shelter and malnutrition among children, which is also on the rise. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0019. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew. Good morning.